Here come the gaffers, set to find and mine lost and sunken ships for their luxurious treasures. Social blunders or gaffes conceal brilliant or diabolical covert agendas, while veils hide what is beautiful or monstrous. Beware these types of flirtations and keep a tight grasp of your purse. And now, here are your weekly mansions of the moon signs horoscopes from the 29th of August through to the 4th of September 2022. Mansions of the moon signs Waxing Crescent Moon August 29th through to September 2nd. Waxing half moon in Sagittarius at 6:08 p.m. September 3rd. And a waxing Gibbous Moon September 4th. And this is again 2022, and it transits through Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. We're using a tropical astrology and universal time coordinated. Okay, now use projective imaginings, pictures, films, advertising, or magic during a waxing, crescent, half, or gibbous moon. And again, projection is when you are more extroverted or you're going in an outward manner, where receptive magic that we've had in other videos is more when you're going inward, okay, or pulling things towards yourself. So since waxing moon now, crescent, half, and also gibbous, we're going to be pushing out with our energy rather than pulling in. So that's for this from the 29th of August to the 4th of September, okay? Okay, so now, without any further ado, here is your daily lunar mansion magic angels and Lord's astrology guidance for the week of the 29th August to the 4th of September. August 29th, 2022, we have a Libra waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 15 at 09:44 hours. Find profit from finding and obtaining hidden riches, excavation of burrows, excellent for legal separations and powerful for causing conflict. Also valuable for annihilation of dwellings, eradication of opponents, though terrible to go on voyages. Now use the image of a woman or a man or yourself sitting and drawing letters on a paper or parchment. Okay, so inscripting, writing letters on a paper or parchment, even a chalkboard, anything. Okay, anything that shows you writing letters. Okay, now the reason that you want to do this is because this representation of you writing, it creates familiarity in the viewing audience. It creates alliance, support, and friendliness. From one that is cloaked or covered while flying, according to Agrippa, also known as Aug-4, or the covering, according to Warnock. In the constellation of Libra, the scales by means of the pointer star being in Virgo. So although this is in Libra, the pointer star is in Virgo. With lunar angel Ataliel and Lord Achalich. Achalich is the Lord. And the angel Ataliel. Now this brings us, for this mansion, to a very ancient story found in the Bible. And it's the dance of the seven veils, because this is all about, I said, flirtation of what is beautiful and or what is monstrous. Okay? Because something that is, if you're going to create flirtation, you have to not only make someone come to you through being attractive, but you have to repulse them as well. You have to be inviting and frightening all at the same time. And if one person can't do both, then you need to have others help. But that's how you create it. Because if you're in Kabbalah, if you're going to drink a glass of water, you can have more water if you have a bigger glass. So if you have a bigger empty space, you can have a bigger glass of water. A bigger glass of water, more waters. You get it? Get it? Got it? Good. That's the way it works. Okay. So again, Dance of the Seven Veils. This is the story of beauty and monstrosity that we're all very familiar with. It's been in a lot of Bible movies. And it's a story from the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 14. Okay, in this story, King Herod Antipas arrests and incarcerates the feral religious zealot John the Baptist. Now, King Antipas punishes John the Baptist after the holy man insults his wife, Queen Herodias, for leaving her first husband, Herod II, that was the half-brother of King Herod Antipas. Queen Herodias has a daughter, the Princess Salome, that infatuates King Antipas. So he's all in love with and infatuated with Salome, the daughter of his wife, right? Okay, the daughter of the queen. Now, Salome is able to convince the king to behead John the Baptist at her mother, Queen Herodias' behest. At first, King Antipas is very reluctant to execute John the Baptist because he thinks he is actually a holy man, and he's scared of him a little bit because he thinks he has holy man kind of powers. King Antipas asks Salome to dance, and she refuses. She then agrees to dance if the king will grant her whatever she wishes afterwards, because he keeps prodding her, you know, will you dance if I'll give you whatever you want, yada yada, the best diamonds and all this stuff, you know, jewelry, rubies, whatever, and you know, the best of anything. And she just keeps saying no, and she finally says okay, as long as he will go ahead and agree to give her anything she wants. That's the deal she makes. Okay, so King Antipas agrees, okay, to this, and Salome dances the dance of the 7 veils, pleasing the king greatly. Salome shocks King Antipas when she asks for the head of John the Baptist on a platter after she finishes her dance. It's not what he anticipated that she was going to ask for, but that's what she asked for. Now, since a number of important people witnessed both the king's promise to Salome and her dance, the king must keep his promise to save face, okay? So King Antipas has the head of John the Baptist brought to Salome on a platter, bringing vindication to her mother, Queen Herodias. So that's the familiar story. And that's what's going on this week. That's what this mansion is about. This mansion number 15, it's about the covering, cloaking. Whether you're cloaking something that's going to be astonishingly beautiful, or you're cloaking a Klingon warbird that's going to put up quite a fight and try to take over your fleet. The monstrous and the beautiful, whatever. And beauty and monstrosity is in the eye of the beholder. Because wasn't it the Klingons that said that they didn't find humans very appealing physically? They thought they were quite unattractive. But the Klingons thought they were more beautiful and called them a patak at the same time. All right, now we get to August 30th. Libra, waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 16 at 09:43 hours. This mansion of the moon tempts you with what looks modest. Another one, see here, beautiful or rich on the outside, while covering up the grueling or diabolical means necessary to obtain the object or objects of what appears to be desirable. So this is about, this person has a lot, but what kind of grueling or horrible things does this person have to either endure or inflict upon others in order to have the position that he or she has? So now, also be mindful of encumbrances or obstacles when going on a journey, getting married, doing business, or reaping crops or rewards, though this mansion is good for vindicating confined people. Okay. And kings and queens often feel confined. You know, I mean, people in high positions have to put on a certain air, don't they? Yeah? They have to follow very strict protocols, and they have to do what their people, or the choreographers of their life tell them to do. You know, wave at a certain time, or smile at a certain time, or do this, or do that, or wear this, or don't wear that. So they can often feel confined, vindicating, like of Salome's mother, Queen Herodias. She, you know, all these sort of street people back then, you know, like John the Baptist, are like putting her down, and she felt very maybe confined and imprisoned in her role, and she felt vindicated after her daughter got for her what she wanted. Okay, so these two mansions, 15 and 16, are about this. Okay, and they're both in Libra. Okay, it's about the vindication, and Libra is about justice. Yeah. Okay, and laws and regulations, that kind of thing. So mansion number 16, it's good to use a picture of a man sitting on a chair while grasping a weight, balance, or pair of scales in his hand. There's the justice. There's the Libra, okay? For it causes abundance of sales of goods from promotions and displays. This is from the horns of the scorpion, which used to be part of a larger astrological scorpion. In the more modern constellation of Libra, the scales with lunar angel Azaruel, according to Agrippa, it's spelled with an E, or Azaruel, this angel, according to Warnock, and Lord Azaruch, And check in the description box, you click on it, and you can see my blog. So you can get all the spelling of all these wonderful things. Okay, so angels and lords and all that. Now, this image was used in the movie Casino, a 1995 Martin Scorsese movie. It's a mob or organized crime style film about the men that own and run Las Vegas casinos and hotels set in the 1970s and the 1980s. Now, early in the film, the character Ace Rothstein, portrayed by actor Robert De Niro, is shown holding a measuring device used to inspect dice used at one of the craps tables in the hotel and casino in which he is the boss. So that was a very good movie, but see, and that is for sort of, it kind of goes with what we said, all these beautiful, rich, and luxurious things, a covering to the grueling or diabolical means necessary to obtain all these things. Like Rothstein got, I think her name was Ginger McKenna was the character, and Rothstein was the character, the main guy in the movie The Boss, and this girl that he liked was played by Sharon Stone, and I believe her name was Ginger McKenna, the character that Sharon Stone played, and she becomes his wife. So to obtain her and obtain all his wonderful clothes, his daughter and his beautiful home and his very wonderful position and he had a TV show in Vegas and all this, there were really grueling means he had to do to get what he got. So it's not that it comes so easily. So people in power don't get there just because it's so easy. It often, sometimes the kids inherit that, but then they inherit a lot of, people are jealous of them too. So that's hard for them. So this is what these two mansions are all about. August 31st, Libra, waxing crescent moon to Scorpio moon in lunar mansion number 17 at 09:22 hours. Valuable to turn unfortunate events into fortunate ones. So you turn things that are unlucky into things that are very lucky. So that's very, very good. You can change your luck and make it better with this mansion on the 31st. It causes romance and love to become strong and powerfully felt. It strengthens structures and is likely to be something that is going to be very, very fortunate for sailors. Use a picture or a figurine of a primate, monkey, or gorilla to guard yourself and those you care for against burglars, muggers, and intruders. So a picture of an ape or a gorilla is good for staving that off. If you're going out on the town and you're scared that you might get mugged or something, put a shirt on that has put a t-shirt on or a shirt that has a big ape on it, and maybe in the back a big ape on it if you have a jacket on, and that will chase them away. And in that, even in feng shui, the Chinese have their system where you use a tiger to sort of on the outside to sort of keep the dragon on the inside, the tiger on the outside to keep people at bay. Yeah, or you can use lions too. But you understand how this kind of things work. This is sort of like a type of feng shui that goes back to Babylon, where feng shui is more of Chinese. But it's the same. It's the same type of thing. They use whatever kind of animals they have in their vicinity to sort of invoke these archetypical images, okay? But it works, psychologically, it works. So again, for lunar mansion number 17, the image of an ape will protect you. This is from the crown of Scorpio, when the astrological scorpion was larger, being 60 degrees instead of 30 degrees. The stars of this mansion now span from the end of the constellation of Libra, the scales, to the beginning of the constellation of the modern Scorpio, the scorpion, with lunar angel Adriel and Lord Adrieb. Moving right along to September 1st, we have Scorpio waxing crescent moon in lunar mansion number 18 at 08:39 hours. Find freedom if you are a captive. A good day to strengthen your edifices. Take heed of revenge from enemies. A transit full of threats, menace, dissension, uprisings, and schemes against monarchs and powerful people. Understand that, okay? Use a picture or figurine of a snake holding its tail above its head to stave off fevers and stomach upsets. So you want the tail above the head and stretch out the stomach, okay? Stretch out the stomach so that you don't get fevers and stomach upsets, okay? And you also want to make sure that you don't overdo. Okay, this is from the heart of the Scorpion in the constellation of Scorpio the Scorpion with lunar angel Gabriel and Lord Egrabel. A good image of this was used in a movie, Sukiyaki Western Django, 2007, a Quentin Tarantino movie. He's one of my favorites, Quentin Tarantino. All his movies I love. And this movie is a Japanese-style spaghetti Western film where lunar mansion number 18 and mansion of the moon angel Egibiel represents in the opening scene where a snake and egg are shown, and the snake is slithering down a hill, thereby his tail is above his head. So that's a very good use of this mansion and the imagery for this mansion. You see, and that is meant to help. So because that has the tail above the head, anybody watching that will be relieved of stomach upsets and relieved of fevers, and it will relieve the tension that causes those things. Okay, so that's what that is for. But that Gadsden flag with the snake on it, the Don't Tread on Me flag, on that day, if you're looking at it, turn it upside down on that day. You know, you don't have to wave it outside upside down, but just look at it yourself upside down so you don't get yourself too, because that flag makes you want to go. It's the snake going up, and it's like the Kundalini going up, and you're like, you know, it's sort of, it causes people to get to push too hard with their energy, okay? So when that energy is being pushed too hard, you want to go ahead and stretch it out so that it doesn't, you know, and people stand on their head, that kind of thing, so that it doesn't overburn the center channel in the chakra system as it's coming up. Yeah? Okay. All right. September 2nd, Scorpio waxing crescent moon to Sagittarius moon. Lunar mansion number 19 at 07:35 hours finds successful hunting and plowing of fields. So hunting and plowing of fields, successful, profitable for pillaging urban centers and making war, a transit that causes sorrow, devastation, defeat, and displacement. Use a picture or figurine of a woman holding her hands upon her face and covering her eyes to induce birthing a child or to cause a woman's blood moon to begin. And again, I saw this used on the internet a lot, you know, maybe back in 2008, 2009, 10, like when they had a Statue of Liberty with her hands over her face. And again, that sort of, it's the birth of something new in the nation. And that was when there was Occupy Wall Street and all that stuff. There was blood in the streets. So it's the blood moon. It causes blood in the streets, and it causes a birthing and or. So it was used, and that, you know, some people might see that as good. Some people might see that as not good. But nevertheless, good and bad are relative. You know, if you kill a cockroach, it might be good for you and your household. It's bad for the cockroach. So it's all relying upon whether it's convenient for you or not, whether something's good or bad. So understand that, and every creature, according to Kabbalah, is in that position. And just understanding that, and not heaping hate on people just because you don't understand them. When you understand how it works, and that people are made the way they're made, we're made with the will to receive, we cannot help it, so understand it. And work with it to your benefit and to the benefit of those in your charge. Okay. Now this mansion, the one that causes the woman's blood moon or the birthing of a child, is from the tail of the Scorpion and the constellation of Scorpio the Scorpion, spanning to the beginning of Sagittarius. So the tail of the Scorpion to the beginning of Sagittarius, the Archer, with lunar angel Amutiel and Lord Anusel. September 3rd, waxing half moon in Sagittarius at 6:08 p.m. or 18:08 hours, occurring in the 20th mansion of the moon, which spans from the beginning to the middle portion of Sagittarius, many hours after waxing crescent moon moves into lunar mansion number 20 at 06:07 hours, a transit advantageous for the taming of feral animals and the strengthening of the cages in which you keep them. Also, a profitable mansion in which to annihilate the riches of cronies and acquaintances. Also, forces a person to arrive at a prearranged location. So see, good and bad. and good and bad relying upon your position in a negotiation. Use a depiction of a half man, half horse, also named a Sagittarius or a centaur, to guarantee the success of a hunting party. So good for the hunt. From the crossbar of the bow and arrow of the Sagittarius in the constellation of Sagittarius the Archer with lunar angel Kyriel and Lord Quahuk. And the last one for this week is September 4th. Sagittarius waxing Gibbous Moon in lunar mansion number 21 at 04, 15 hours, profitable for reaping of crops or herds, taking your reaping, it's the harvest thereof, going on journeys, awful for relationships, causes separation and malevolence. Okay, so it's good for reaping crops or herds or going on journeys. It's bad for relationships because it causes separation and malevolence. Okay? Beware the picture or statue of a man with two faces, one looking to the right and one looking to the left, for this icon causes the annihilation of someone chosen by the magician. So it causes the annihilation of someone the magician has chosen to work the magic upon. Okay? From the desert of Sagittarius the Archer with lunar angel Bethnael and Lord Bechtu. Now we're going to go over the important resources, the lunar mansion magic transits. The books that I think are very important. First, Picatrix attributed the writing to Maslama al-Majriti being the author. Also, we have the second book is 3 books of occult philosophy by Henry Cornelius Agrippa, and it published by Llewellyn, and is the one that I got, and that's annotated by Donald Tyson. He's written a lot of very good magical books. Donald Tyson, okay, and also. We have the third one, The Mansions of the Moon, a Lunar Zodiac for Astrology and Magic by Christopher Warnock, published by Renaissance Astrology. Very important book. That ephemeris is so important. It has an ephemeris that goes all the way through to 2033, I believe, 2033, something like that. So it's a wonderful book with a lot of the information that you need to do this kind of lunar magic in it. You can also compare it with the 3 books of occult philosophy by Agrippa, and a lot of the magic and the lords are in it's just called Picatrix, I believe, not the Picatrix. For Picatrix, I look on the PDF online. They have a free one online, but I'd like to buy it anyway because I have a wonderful book collection of magical books. And also, another thing you can get online, the PDF, but also I want to buy is Fixed Constellations, the Fixed Constellations, Signs and Constellations in Astrology by Vivian Irwood Robson. It's from 1923. Okay, thanks for joining us, and join us again next week.